And according to reports by SB Morgan Intelligence, between 2019 and 2023, the cost of medication like anti-malaria, antibiotics, painkillers, and common cold medicines have gone up about 1,000% between 2019 and 2023. If you pull up the data there, you see some of the prices we track there, and we'll see that price of paracetamol, we'll see the price movement there. It's gone up about 400% between 2019 and 2023. You can pull up that data for me. And you see there, pharmaceutical inflation in Nigeria. We're seeing antibiotics have recorded the highest price increase there. Between 2019 and 2023, about 500 milligrams of Ampiclox capsules would cost, we see the cost price rising about 1,300% there. So big moves. How do we navigate all of this? Joining us now is Samuel Okwoda, CEO and co-founder Remedial Health. Great to have you on the show.
Hi, Ladi. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. So this year alone, price of most routine medications have increased by over 200%. That's this year in 2023. Commonly used drugs like anti-malaria medication, we've seen about 300% up at this time. How do we navigate all of this? Is this just inflation and currency devaluation at work?
So it's a combination of things, right? So this year in Nigeria for entrepreneurs, we've sort of seen back-to-back blows from cash scarcity to presidential election to deregulation. So all of this has an impact on the price of medications. Also, global events also have an impact on the price of medications in Nigeria. Today in Africa, we import 80% of the medicines we consume from India, from China, from other countries, right? And the other 20% are raw materials that we still import from other places to then sort of put together in Nigeria. So you can simply say 100% of the medications we consume are imported. So what that means is, for example, when there was the Russia-Ukraine war, when that started and the price of metals went up, that affected the price of medications in Nigeria. The cost of moving products from one place to the other, petrol prices. So at Remedial, where warehousing and logistics for pharmaceuticals. We distribute to all 36 states in the country, right? And we literally saw the price of logistics move 3x, literally in a week. Now, money to cover that has to be found from somewhere. So it ends up getting passed on to consumers, unfortunately. And again, because we import pretty much all of our medicines, it depends on the dollar-naira price, which today is 1,240, 1,250. That would also reflect in the price of medications. We as a country are also making some decisions that are sort of, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. So for example, we import all of our medications. We do want to get to a point of sustainability where we produce these things in Nigeria. But for the time being, we can do some things to alleviate the pains, right? Where our customs today is now a revenue generating agency that is giving targets to meet. What then happens is the price of clearing products at the port also goes up. And even we have seen this internally, where we would import anti-malarials into the country, and a year ago, we would be paying maybe 8 million naira at the port for duties and every other thing. Today, we can't leave the port without paying 15, 16 million. Again, wow. We have to pass that on to consumers. So it's a combination of things, also including multinationals leaving the country and leaving the country with some major brands. So you talk of Augmentin. Every Nigerian knows Augmentin, right? Every Nigerian knows Ampliclops. When they leave and they take out all these brands, you then begin to have parallel imports. So people who are bringing in these products from other countries, maybe Ghana, Egypt, they're not registered with NAFDAC, but they're able to import them into the country to sell. They would then sell at a markup because they've gone the extra length to try and get those products into the country.
Right.
So it's a combination of
yeah, Samuel, quite a picture. you've painted there at this point. But looking at things right now, what would you say are some short-term moves that we can make, as a government and as a people, to actually navigate all of this? Because it's getting really expensive to get sick.
It is already very expensive.
Exactly.
We pretty much see data. So we work with about 7,000 pharmacies across the country, right? So we see purchasing data because they buy their products through Remedial, and we're able to see how they make those decisions. People are now making decisions on medicines that are life-saving, that they shouldn't be making. So you hear someone say, I'm diabetic, I can't pay the 80,000 naira it will cost me now to buy my medication, I'll just wait at home. And everyone knows that, hey, if you have diabetes, you let it fester for a while, you begin to have other complications. And people are choosing that, hey, you know what, I don't have 80,000 naira to buy the medicine, I'll stay in my house. If anything happens, then it's God that wants that for me, right? So, short term, one, we need to recognize, as much as we want to move to a point of sustainability where we are producing these things in Nigeria, the fact is, even if the government gets serious about supporting the industry to do that today, it will take at least 5 years. Pharmaceutical plants are not things that you just drop and they go into operation immediately. They take some years to develop. So short term, one, can you relax the duties on medicines? That would at least help to alleviate the costs of clearing these things at the port. Easily, that would take off as much as 20-25% of the cost of these medicines at our port. Again, I'm not saying, hey, do this and forever we will just continue to import. No, it can be phased, where we're saying, you know what, for the next 1 year, let's relax the duties on medicines and let's get these essential medicines into the country. Let's get the industry to import more of these things to help reduce the cost. The more, it's economics. The more supply we have, the less the cost will be. But for now, what you have is Augmentin is out of the market. If I'm an importer and I import the generic of Augmentin, I can increase the price of mine because I know that, hey, you probably not be able to find Augmentin.
So much to unpack there, and definitely this will be a conversation we'll continue having here, because we need to get prices of medicines down as much as we can. Thank you so much, Samuel Korda, CEO, Remedial Health. Thank you so much for coming on the show.